What's up everyone, and welcome back to Top 5 Central. Today we're looking at the top 5 longest water slides in the world, part 1. Now a few months ago we made a video talking about the tallest water slides in the world, but when making that video I realized that there's literally no video or list out there for the longest, so I hope you guys enjoy as this video took a ton of research. So yeah, if you do go on to enjoy this video and you want to see more, please make sure you leave a like on the video right now. Let's see if we can smash 5,000 likes and we'll make a part 2, but with that said, let's get right into it. Number 5. Action Park. Okay, so the coolest thing about this slide isn't actually how long it is. In fact, it's not even the slide itself. The reason this slide is so awesome is why it was built in the first place. Basically, this huge slip and slide was set up in New Zealand by a charity to make people talk about mental health, and if you ask me, a water slide is a pretty awesome way to raise awareness. The idea was it would get everyone outside soaking up the sun instead of sitting in their rooms, and it would maybe help show all the fun things you miss out on when you don't get any help for the issues you might have. Anyway, the numbers are pretty insane too, because this slide literally needs 1,000 gallons of water per hour in order to just keep going, which isn't even that surprising considering it's a whopping 20,000 feet long. Seriously, it takes a minute and a half to get from one end of the slide to the other, which is about how much time you need to prepare yourself for the trek back up to the top. I mean seriously, that walk back up must really suck, so hopefully they at least have like a shuttle or something. Number 4. Bankso Waterslide. So the Bankso Waterslide in Bulgaria doesn't have any crazy important backstory or messages trying to send, and if I'm being totally honest, I don't think it really needs one. Like, it does what it says on the outside, basically just being a huge long slip and slide in the middle of a hillside, and you can't get much better than that. I mean, as far as the numbers go, it's a little bit over 1,000 feet long, and there's a crazy few bumps to deal with on your way down too. I mean, this one calls itself the best water slide in the world, and even though it's only the longest one in Europe, it's not hard to see why people love it so much. Honestly though, the best and worst thing about it is that they put on a huge hill, so not only does the walk back up take forever, but at least you get to burn a crazy amount of calories off too. I mean, maybe if they were smart enough they put it down like a mountain made for skiing and just use a ski lift, like that'd actually be super convenient and epic. Number 3. The Magic Eye. Now if you're looking at all these straight line water slides and thinking you need something a bit more exciting, don't worry, the Magic Eye slide in Sweden is probably exactly what you've always dreamed of. Like, for starters, it lives at a park that's literally called Paradise, and that all by itself is a pretty good reason to book yourself a flight. With that said, even though this one isn't the longest slide on the list, it still clocks up a pretty impressive 500 plus feet, and it throws in enough crazy spins to make you feel like it's much longer. I mean it, this slide starts off by making you go around and round in circles, and then when that's done there's a couple of gut-churning corners just to get the message across. Even better, because it's inside, you can build up some pretty epic speed, which means you can take the corners at whichever height you want. Honestly though, maybe the craziest thing about this slide is the crazy lighting situation, because the strobes and spotlights are way more like a disco in the 70s than a water park in Sweden. Number 2. Verrukt. Okay, so if none of these rides have been crazy enough for you yet, then well, to be honest, I'm not sure what to tell you, except maybe that you might want to try this one. I mean, this ride is literally called Insane in German, and it's not hard to tell by looking that it totally lives up to its name. I mean, not only is it 17 stories tall, but you can hit speeds of up to 65 miles per hour as you rush down it, which depending on where you live, is faster than you could drive most of the time. I'm not gonna lie, the almost 90-degree drop and crazy rushing water makes it seem like a pretty terrifying experience, but the good news is that if you could stomach the fall, the view from the top is actually pretty hard to beat. With all that said, if you're willing to ride something that is literally taller than Niagara Falls, I'm pretty sure a little bit of speed isn't gonna be the thing to freak you out. Number 1. The Brigerbad. Now this slide might not be the most crazy insane slide out there, but it might just be one of the coolest looking, and for sure it still manages to hold its own on this list. So yeah, you do have to make your way to Switzerland if you want to try out the longest body slide in Europe, but if you ever find yourself in the area, you're in for a bit of a treat. Like, it only takes 28 seconds to ride the whole thing, but don't let that stop you from giving it a go, because even though it's a quick one, it's a pretty exciting ride. I mean, the thing is full of wicked sharp turns, not to mention some super cool spirals, and even some points where you can fight the flow of water and look around if you're strong enough. It's crazy, like even the splash pool at the bottom just looks like some good old-fashioned summer fun, to be honest, and I could think of a few worse ways to spend a day than on a bright blue slide surrounded by tons and tons of trees. And there's our video on the top 5 longest water slides in the world. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe so you see whenever I upload a video. Also, if you have your own top 5 or top 10 idea, feel free to use your extremely handy form in the description to submit it. With that said, thank you all for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.